All right, let's rope and tie ourselves a Carolina rig, or in this case, a Pompano rig.
Okay.
Now follow these steps closely, and you'll have yourself a rig ready for battle. But let me tell you, we're keeping it simple and straightforward here. No fancy hard loops or crazy knots, just a quick down and dirty tie you can do out in the field. First step is to pull out some line, about the size of both arms extended out. Wolf here likes to use his own body as a guide, keeps things easy, you know. Give it a try and adjust according to what you end up with. The idea is to have plenty of line to work with, leaving room for 2 drops that won't tangle with the top line or bottom sinker. Wolf prefers 20-pound fluorocarbon, but you can use monofilament leader line too. It's really up to you and how much you want to spend. Now, the second step. From the top of one side of the line, measure down about the length of your hand to your elbow. Pull up a loop of line about the size of your middle finger. Take that loop and tie a simple knot just one time, then wrap it around one more time back into the open loop. Give that loop a little moisture, a touch of spittle to prevent line burn, you know. Pull it tight, and if needed, adjust the size before securing it. Wolf finds a middle finger length just about right. Tighten that knot good and proper. Give it a firm pull to make sure your line won't slip. Now some of you might be itching to say, hey, that's not how you tie a drop loop. Well, let me tell you, Wolf's got a hard time with Velcro shoes if you catch my drift. He could spend all day trying to wrap around triple loops and bring it back onto itself, but he'd rather kick this thing into gear and get back to fishing. Simple and effective, that's the name of the game. Moving on to the third step. Measure from the loop you just made down the length of the line from your hand to your elbow. Once again, use your middle finger to measure out a simple loop and tie a knot one time, and then one more time right through the loop. And remember, give that knot a little moisture, a dab of water, and pull it tight. If it feels like it's slipping a bit, give it another knot to make sure it stays in place. Now, tie on a swivel to the top and a sinker hook to the bottom. The final step, my favorite part. Grab yourself a 1/0, 1/2, or 1/3 size circle hook and any other hardware you plan to use. Colored beads and floats are quite common. Now here's where it gets interesting. Think about the location like the beach and the fish you're after. Visualize the natural sand, shell, and bait that's commonplace. Use something like that. Or if you're feeling a bit adventurous, get a little crazy with it. You just never know what might catch their attention out there. The order of all this is kind of important, so listen up. First, put on the float, then the bead, and finally the hook. Sometimes, if like Wolf, you find yourself struggling to get that line into the hole, well, fear not. There's a handy little trick that can come to your rescue. You can use a piece of fishing line to give you a helping hand. Wolf's got a short video on YouTube that covers this very tip. You can mosey on over there and check it by clicking the link at the end of this video. Now, Wolf here likes to put the hook on facing out, away from the pole, but he wonders sometimes how it would work facing in. Let him know in the comments what you think, will you? Well, there you have it. A no-nonsense rig ready to go. Now get out there, cast your line, and let the fish be the judge of this rig.